The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Salem Media of Hawaii.
Welcome to Generations Radio, where the focus is on our seniors and their families. We are here each Saturday afternoon from 5 until 6 p.m., bringing you resourceful information with our radio team of professionals in the field of aging. Stay with us for the next 1 hour as we explore different ways to make life more exciting and meaningful for our extraordinary seniors. Right here on AM 690 The Answer. And now, here is our host and the publisher of Generations Magazine, Percy Ihara.
Welcome to Generations Radio. I am Percy Ihara, your host, here every Saturday from 5 to 6 and Sunday from 3 to 4 here on AM 690 The Answer. And I did want to start off, first of all, for all of you that went to our Aging in Place workshop last week, Saturday, at the Ala Moana Hotel. Thank you so much for coming out. It was a huge success. It kind of scared me, though. When I got to 7:30 in the morning, I had like 5 people sitting in my room. I said, do you know we don't start for another hour? And they said, all of us said, we want to make sure we have a good seat. Because we came last year, and it was full. All the rooms were packed. People were sitting in the aisles and along the wall. Standing room only for almost all the rooms, and it was just tremendous. So thank you very much. And thanks to the Plaza for being one of our major sponsors. And we have here Mr. Colby Takeda, who will be the new Plaza administrator for the Waikiki property. So welcome to the show, Colby.
Thanks, Percy. Glad to be here.
And you were at our workshop last week, and I was so busy I didn't get a chance to say hello, but I saw you from afar. But so what was your experience from the workshop last week?
You know, it's really great when the people that come, spend and ask a lot of questions. I think all of the booths were really impressed by the quality of the questions. And when they stay around and continue to talk to you, I think it shows that everyone's interested and they want to learn and they want to see what's out there and see what resources are there. And definitely the diversity of people there was a great opportunity for people to learn more about aging in place, senior living options, and everything that's out there.
Well, thanks to your boss, Trish Medeiros, who did a presentation on different options, not only the CCRCs, but more of the foster care homes and adult day centers, things like that. But you're right. The amount of attendees, over 1,600 people there, over 4,500 sessions were taken in by the different attendees, and it's different from the senior fair. The senior fair is great. 25,000 people go through the senior fair. And by the way, this year it's always the last weekend in September, and that is September 25th, 26th, and 27th at the Blaisdell. The difference is hours they sit in and we had 36 workshops, 18 in the morning and 18 in the afternoon, but they were coming for information. And what are some of the questions they had for you, by the way, Colby, just to get us going? You have a CCRC, and real quick, can you answer what CCRC stands for?
Right. Well, we're actually an assisted living facility.
Okay, assisted living facility.
Right. But, a lot of the questions were about, when are our parents ready? When should they start looking? And when is it, how do we pay for this kind of living options? And how do they look around? And what do they look for when looking for a quality senior living option out there?
Yeah. So, but you think a lot of the people at the workshop were baby boomers looking for their parents, you think?
They were, and there are also a lot of seniors who are also looking for themselves, and not necessarily those who may need it right now, but looking for the future. And I think those kind of questions and looking and exploring their options at this age is really good for them.
Yeah, it was probably about 25-30% increase from last year. And by the way, for 2016, the Aging in Place annual 10th anniversary will be on August 20th, which is a Saturday again, at the Ala Moana Hotel. And we really got to thank Manny Bucco, the catering guy over there, helped us out so much. So, of course, Cynthia Arnold with Senior Move Managers in Declutter Hawaii, and Hope Young from Kukua Care for really doing a bulk of the work of dealing with the 70 exhibitors that we had there. All the logistics, all the planning, all the organizational side of this workshop was a tremendous amount of work. So I got to thank them as well. But yeah, the crowd was there early. I was kind of getting worried there, and they were stayed for a majority of the day too, didn't they?
Even when there were sessions going on, the hallways, the exhibitors were full with people asking questions, and so it was great.
Yeah. So anyway, now you're with the Plaza, and do you how long have you been there now?
So I actually been here for over a little over 2 weeks, 2 years, sorry. I actually started at the Plaza at Mililani.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. I was the activity director there when a couple
That's
years
the one in
ago.
Mililani Mauka, yeah?
Correct. Yeah, that's our second community that we built here on the island. And then I helped them open the Pearl City Plaza last year when we opened in November.
And so, as an activity director, was that your first experience in working with seniors?
It actually wasn't. I was really fortunate in high school to get a great volunteer position at Kuakini.
Really?
In the
I didn't know
therapeutic
that.
recreation team.
But
Yeah.
you could be still in high school.
Yeah. And it was such a wonderful experience. I spent over 150 hours there, and got to learn a lot about recreation therapy and the different types of seniors out there and their different issues. So it was interesting that I kind of started there, and after going through other positions, I made my way back to senior care, and here I am.
Well, and so can I ask what high school you went to?
I went to Iolani School in downtown Honolulu.
Oh, wow. And now that was before, because right now they have a class. It's called a 1 mile. What is it called?
1 mile project class. It's wonderful.
But that only started like 2 years ago. Or so.
Yeah, a couple years ago. And for those of you who don't know about the 1 mile class, this is a class that really dives into what are the issues of our seniors in the local community. What kind of things are they looking for? What are some both built environment issues as well as health issues, aging in place, as well as community issues, and how can we solve them? How can we work together with collaborators and community partners and figure out solutions for them to age gracefully?
And that was because you guys tried to find community projects within a mile of the school.
Exactly.
Right? Wow, it's interesting. But that class you took, there was no 1 mile class back then.
There wasn't, and I wonder if I would have taken it if I was back in those days. And they also have a hospice class now. I'm not sure if you know what that.
I heard about that because we did a story last year on the one where they work with Project Donna, and that was tremendous. And I can't remember the girl's name. Maybe you remember her, the girl that did the story for us. She's now in college right now. I'll have to find it.
And she made the postcards, right? Is that her?
Yes. That was. I have them. They were cute.
Yeah,
they
she made postcards
from the seniors with those sayings on them. They're beautiful. So let me ask you, Colby. You're young. You're not even 30 yet. Come on. Now, I ask this a lot of times with a lot of people that are younger and just diving in and working his career in the aging field. What interests you, or what makes you want to be in this field? Because I mentioned at the workshop that for every gerontologist, geriatrician that graduates, there's 45 pediatricians.
Wow.
You know that?
It's amazing.
It's an amazing statistic. So you're rare, but you're not a gerontologist, but you're in the aging field. What makes you, what made you gravitate or like working in this field?
I've always been drawn to vulnerable populations, and, having aging grandparents myself, I think you kind of at first don't realize what they're going through. You don't see that the issues that they deal with on a daily basis. And once you try to explore those and see, some of the issues that not only they're experiencing, but those around them, you kind of feel for them. You want to help them out and see what's out there to help them solve their problems.
Yeah. And so being an activity director, what exactly did you do over there?
Activity director, I think, is the best job in the
Like
world.
a cruise boat director?
Yeah, exactly. It's you do whatever you want.
You don't remember the Love Boat, do you?
No.
If you get a chance, Google it or go on YouTube and find the Love Boat. That was a show back in the, I believe, the 70s and 80s. It was a cruise boat, and they had an activity director.
Really?
I can't remember the guy's name. He was hilarious, but he did activities for the cruise boat. And it's probably, when you get a chance, go look at that. But so what are some of the duties of an activity director?
Right. So, here we have residents in our communities trying to live as independently as possible, and we're there to help. And I think some of the ways in which we support them is to provide opportunities for them to be social, to interact with the community, to get involved with service opportunities, to be creative, to live out their karaoke days that they used to have, and continue to be wonderful, independent, and thriving seniors.
So let's talk about the plaza now. For a lot of people that, there's Pohai Nani, which I love in the Windward Side, Arcadia 15, Craigside, Hawaii Kai, you got Oceanside, you have One Kalakaua. Tell our audience who the plaza and what you guys are.
Right. So assisted living is really that gray area between living at home and going into the nursing home. So they kind of created it to allow seniors to not have to worry about taking care of the yard anymore, not have to worry about cooking food every day or cleaning up after themselves, or maybe even getting transportation. So assisted living is about giving them opportunities to live independently in a community setting with others around you, but also getting support services, things like medication management, getting transportation to the doctor's office, getting meals prepared for them, housekeeping, as well as laundry. So the plaza is
I can
really
use that now.
yeah, we all could. A lot of our families, they want to move in themselves. So it's really this great environment for seniors to continue to live independently and really get things that can help them be thriving and wonderful seniors for our community. So the plaza was really built on that idea of how can we support our moderate income seniors who maybe just need some help and they want to pay a month-to-month rental and not have to worry about a big buy-in, but live close to home. We find these neighborhoods in the local area that really allows them to stay close to their church, stay close to their community groups, not have to move across the island to find quality care. And I think that's what we're doing with all of our communities.
Right, because you had Moanalua, which was the first one.
Actually, Punch Bowl was our first one.
I'm sorry, Punch Bowl. You're right, absolutely.
And then we went to Mililani,
The Mililani.
and then our Moanalua,
Moanalua.
and then Pearl City just last year. And now we're building our fifth one here in Waikiki.
Not your final. You
Not
got
the
one in
final.
Kaneohe pretty soon.
We do
want-
have one in Kaneohe being planned very soon. But yeah, we're on our fifth one now.
And do you find that a lot of people that move into your properties live in the area?
Definitely. They want to be close to home. They want to be in familiar neighborhoods. They want to be able to still go and hang out with their friends for coffee at McDonald's down the street, or go to the church every Sunday.
Yeah. And so for a lot of people that don't know how the plaza began, can you just briefly discuss that? Tell our audience there.
Sure. So we are a local company, and that's one of the wonderful things about us. And it actually started with a local businessman who was looking for quality care for his aging parent. And he was looking around, and he knew what they had on the mainland. He saw very wonderful communities on the mainland, and couldn't really find exactly what he was looking for here. So he kind of made it his mission to create that community, that month-to-month rental that was convenient and affordable for our moderate income seniors.
Yeah. It's so true because, having local owners, having local management is so helpful because you have to understand, the different cultures, not only the food, because I know I'm sure you have all different kind of cuisines of food, right? Different ethnic group foods. For food.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest things that draw residents to the plaza. They love eating their yako donburi. They love eating their morning papaya and getting their saimin.
Saimin too.
They love saimin. They love the saimin. They love the chicken katsu curry.
But I know you're chefs, and they got to be relatively healthy though too, right?
Exactly. So it was really interesting. Trisha explained it to me as, we took these chefs that worked in hotels who already knew how to make good food and turned them into senior living chefs. They taught them how to cook for seniors, and provided we have these great dietitians that work with us, we're able to provide quality food with no added salt, some with low concentrated
Wait,
sweets.
no added salt?
We don't use any added salt in any of our cooking.
Really?
Exactly.
That tastes. I've eaten there. It's actually not bad. I can't believe you don't use any salt.
Yeah, so they find herbs and different things like garlic and to add the flavor to our stocks and our soups and everything else.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, for desserts, what kind of? I mean, you're not a chef, but they must add sugar in the desserts.
No added. We have a diet that's actually no added sweeteners. So
Really?
Yep. But
So
we
you
get
have a nutritionist on staff.
we have a nutritionist that we work with, and they approve everything because we're a fully licensed Department of Health assisted living. We have to abide by these regulations, and we're able to provide quality food and taste good. And our families love it, we love it, and our residents love it.
Wow. Okay, well, that's great. That's great to know, by the way, because, I think it was interesting. At our Aging in Place workshop last week, one of the busier rooms was my personal trainer in our magazine, Diane Cadena. And she did a session with my workout idol, Joan Packer, who's in the June-July issue. She came down and showed them some exercises. She's 94 years old.
That's amazing.
And she doesn't like to eat, by the way. You might want to have her over to give a motivational speak. When I first met her 3.5 years ago, Diane, the personal trainer, was a friend of a friend, and emailed me one day and said, "You know what, Percy, I had this 91-year-old lady that takes no medication, works out 5 days a week, and has no arthritis. Nothing wrong with her."
Wow.
And I saw a picture of her, and it's in the June-July issue, and she had her arms up like guns like this, showing her muscles. I go, wow, I want to meet her. When I met her, like, oh my goodness, this lady is unbelievable. But she lives in Waikiki, so maybe you might want to have her as a motivational speaker.
Love to.
She moved to Hawaii at the age of 76. She's 94 now. She came to Hawaii. She was a smoker. couch potato, and she moved to Waikiki, and she started observing people exercising and doing swimming and jogging and walking around a park. She goes, I can do that. Well, if you look at her now, she probably looks better now than she was at 76 years old. But and that's one of the things. So do you guys have a exercise person or trainer or somebody that does physical therapy or?
Yeah, definitely. So, our exercise programs at the Plaza is one of our most popular activities.
Really?
And it's everything from Tai Chi. We work with the Tai Chi for Health Institute, Elena, and she helps us with our
that's great.
training. They're really great. We have Zumba. That's one of our most popular exercise
I've
programs.
done Zumba, by the way, and I love it.
Exactly. So it's not just for the women. It's for the men as well. And
I don't know about that, man. I was a decent dancer back in the day, but man, I've seen some of these ladies like they're 60s and 70 years old, man. They can move.
They get up and shake it, One of our another new programs that we just started is something called Hula Burn. Our activity director, Hula Burn. It's our activity
With a hula
director
hoop?
at, it's based on Hawaiian hula dance
Okay.
moves and incorporating it in a senior-friendly environment where we can practice culture as well as exercising to increase those core muscles and really get your body moving.
Wow.
We got to try it sometimes.
Hula burn.
Hula Burn.
Okay, invite me when you guys open up. And so I see her also some of the other questions they ask you is about the respite program, and that must be really big.
Yeah, a lot of families, they choose to take care of their family at home, which is great. Sometimes the caregiving can really put a burden on your family.
Yeah.
You're constantly trying to be there for them and provide for them. And this respite program was really made to allow them to have a break. Take mom and dad to the Plaza. They can enjoy wonderful meals, the service of the Plaza, but have family time and some off time for the family. A lot of our families also use it when they're going on vacations or trips and can't take their aging parent with them and
But
need
I mean,
some time off.
do you have to have a relationship, or do they have to know about you, or how does do you can just call you up and say I need a break?
Exactly. Anytime, there's no lead time that we need. It's also used for those who need some time.
Availability, though, right?
Right, exactly. But time that, right after a surgery, need some time to rehab and just don't want to worry about cooking, don't want to worry about taking care of the house, and just need some time to relax, and we can provide that for them.
But I mean, do you allow like 1 day at a time, 3 days at a time, a week, a month? How do you guys do that?
Usually we suggest a minimum of 7 days, and that's a really good time, both gives families some time off as well as allow the resident to enjoy their stay without having to worry about transitioning in and out of the community. It could be anywhere up to 7 months. I mean, you can stay there for as long as you want, and we have some residents that keep coming back every year for 3 months here and there from the mainland. So our snowbirds who come in and just want to relax in Hawaii, but get that support of the nursing and the wellness staff, but also eat nutritious food.
But I mean, the Vacations Hawaii only has 4 days, 4 nights, 5 days. You said, is it always going to be a minimum 7 days, you think?
For those who come to the snowbirds from, we have one coming
I
from New
see.
York, coming from Wisconsin.
snowbirds.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, I see. So Plaza Waikiki, you're the new administrator.
Yep.
Do you have a targeted date? I know you're a couple months or 2 months out.
Right.
When are
So
you looking at opening?
it's really exciting. We just finished construction of the building. We are now in there doing tours. We do
You
plan. We are. So anyone interested can always stop by. We're right on 1812 Kalakaua at the gateway to Waikiki. And our planned open date for residents to move in is October 1st. So we're really excited about that. Residents keep coming by and waiting for us to give them their keys and they can move their things on in. But we were really excited. Great response from the Waikiki community. It just definitely shows the need. There's lots of need out there for this kind of communities, and I think they're really interested.
So October 1st is the first move-in date. Tell us about the facility. How many rooms, staff, things like that.
Right. So our community will be four stories of independent living, 1 story which will be completely separated for a memory care neighborhood. We'll also have 1 floor as our assisted living community, but basically 153 apartments, and provide different type of accommodations from studios to 1 bedrooms, even companion suites and studios that are 2 bedrooms as well.
Okay, wait, back up. You said companion suites. What does that mean?
Companion suites, yeah, it was kind of created. It allows 2 residents to live together. They have their own private room in the community, as well as, but they share a bathroom and a kitchenette. So for those who are a little more budget conscious, they want to save some there, but also have the support of our nursing staff. We have the companion suites. So 2 residents, they could be friends, they could not know each other. We also have brothers and sisters that move in together and want their separate rooms, but be able to share a bathroom and save some money.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've actually met a couple of brothers and sisters there. I was like, I knew they weren't married, And I knew they were not boyfriend girlfriend. I thought it was best friends, but they were actually siblings. And they just found that, I guess they were single, and they just found that they were close enough, but yet still didn't want to live in a house. And do you find a lot of people that move into the plaza properties that come from houses, or they're used to condominiums? I would think that would be a little bit of a challenge.
Right. And that's comes up a lot. They currently living in a 2-bedroom, 3-bath house and or a 3-bedroom, 4-bath house and everything in between. And we always ask them, how much of the space do you actually utilize?
Yeah.
Are you living in every single room, or do you only stay in your living room, in your bedroom, and your bathroom? And most oftentimes they say, yeah, I'm just living in one room, 300 square feet, and going straight to the bathroom, to their room, and the living room. And so then they realize that, hey, maybe this kind of accommodation could be appropriate for them. And then they realize that, yeah, it really is wonderful. And they come in, they see our communities, and really no one's in their apartments when you see it. You come to the communities and you visit. Everyone's in the activity room. Everyone's in our bistro where they can get their coffee, read the paper. They're on our lanais and porches and living rooms. And really, these are all community spaces that are meant to be extensions of their apartment.
Right. I did notice that a couple of properties, they're a little bit unique, aren't they? Because I know one of your properties has a garden.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to have anything unique in your property?
Yeah, so the Plaza at Waikiki is really fortunate. Of course, we have a wonderful location, right along the Alawai Canal at the gateway to Waikiki. We also have this 3rd floor terrace, which we're calling the Hoku Terrace. It's going to be on the Hoku Terrace. Yeah, we named it that because from the terrace you can see the stars, and of course,
cool.
Hoku is stars, right? But basically, we're going to have outdoor furniture. We'll have a barbecue grill out there.
What, facing the canal?
Facing the Kalakaua Street.
Oh, Kalakaua. I get it.
Alawai Avenue. Yep. So it's a wonderful opportunity to, allow outside entertainment to come in, do some pauhanas, some summer barbecues, and really be a community space for residents to interact with each other and their families.
That's pretty cool, the barbecue area. You mentioned about memory care. A lot of people may not know that all the plaza properties, have a floor just for memory care. Can you explain a little more what that means for the audiences that may not are familiar with that?
Right. So our memory care program is really this different program for those who may be suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And really what it does is it provides a safe, comfortable environment that has nursing staff always available. They're trained to redirect and work with the residents to provide continuous routine activities. So with dementia and Alzheimer's, there's lots of issues that could come up. They could elope. So our memory care is secure. They could.
Did you say elope?
Elope, yes. Elope as in, get lost and not able to find their way back. But people get confused with that a lot. But it really is about providing them appropriate therapeutic recreational activities around the clock. So they're not just sitting in their rooms watching TV all day. We want to get them active, get their mind going, get them physically active. And really, the memory care is this wonderful opportunity for them to do that and make friends and be social and live as wonderfully as possible.
Yeah, that's that's one of the major, I think, tipping points for the plaza properties where you have that. It's always on one floor. And how many beds or how many people are able to live in that section of the plaza?
So our plaza at Waikiki will have 28 beds on our memory care floor. And like I said, this is for those maybe families noticing mom and dad, doing the same thing every day. They're wearing the same clothes every day. There's food being spoiled in the refrigerator. Maybe they're walking out.
Those are good tips.
Yeah, good signs of dementia. I think there was a session at the Aging in Place conference about noticing what are some issues of aging and dementia. How can you identify them?
Yes.
So, if they start forgetting to turn off their TV every night, or maybe they...
I do that already.
Yeah. So, but, it's just it's good for residents to our families to look out for things like that. Keep an eye on their family members.
It is.
Help them, support them, and of course, not put them in pressuring situations where they get confused and feel stressed out and not having a dignified environment to live well.
Yeah, and that's really good. 20 beds is a lot of beds. And then lastly, before we take our break, I want to talk about, you had mentioned you have an assisted living floor. And what is that floor?
Right. So our assisted living floor is one of our community neighborhoods that allows residents who maybe need more support. Maybe they need medication management. Maybe they need some help getting in and out of their bed into a walker. Maybe they need some help with bathing. And so our staff is all about supporting them where they need it. We don't want to help them too much, but we wanted to help them enough so they can live independently, not have to worry about things like going to the bathroom by themselves and having to navigate that. Or maybe they need support with extra activities and need that one-on-one care that we can provide.
And so how many beds you have for that up on that section now?
So our assisted living floor will have 35 apartments total, and it's a combination of studios and companion suites.
Okay. And the memory care, is it just open floor, or is there going to be individual rooms as well?
There is both private studios and companion suites. And on our memory care floor, we also have a dining room. We also have an activity room and a living space. So it provides them opportunities to get involved and be able to enjoy the beautiful views of Waikiki.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, I my wife works in Waikiki, as so many people know, and you know, I'm in there once a week, twice a week doing something, and I love the area. And that particular area is very scenic because you have the Alawai, but you have the nice breezes there. I was just there the other day, and I used to live near there, and I used to run around the Alawai when I was in my younger days, obviously, but it's just a nice area. Have you had much interest?
Definitely. You know, a lot of them are coming from the Waikiki area, but also the nearby area. And every time they do a tour, they'll point out, hey, you know, I used to go over there and play basketball there. I used to run around and ride boats up and down the Alawai. Or a lady that just walked by yesterday was pointing out her apartment down the street and said how that was the only apartment, you know, when she was back there. It was the tallest building. And now you see it, it's totally changed. And it's wonderful hearing their stories and getting to know these residents who really grew up around this area.
So, you know, you're located just behind the Hard Rock Cafe. Is that correct?
Right. And
or
that's actually,
not the Hard Rock Cafe
it's going to be the Honolulu Coffee Company. So it's wonderful. We have great neighbors, have wonderful coffee, of course. And we're going to be partners. I mean, we're going to work together and find opportunities to support our seniors and the local community in different ways.
Good. And I know you're not quite 30 yet, but they must have told you what was there before.
Yeah. It was always a joke in the company, you know. We'll have a little neighboring nightclub that our residents can go down to at night and have some fun. But yeah, we lost those neighbors, and we have great new partners that have wonderful pastries and coffee.
Okay. So did they ever tell you what was there before that?
Coco's? Was it?
Yes.
Something like Coco's? Right?
Coco's was the place to go after hours. It was 24/7. And so you know, you got to be probably over 50, because I remember going there in the late 70s, and it was still around, but that was the place like Zippy's. But it was a local place. A lot of local entertainers would go there at night. It was open 24/7. So in nightclubs back in the day, it was open to 4 o'clock. So you would see 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, people eating breakfast, and it was a great time. But you know, you might want to find some pictures, by the way, because people in that 70+ category definitely will know that place called Coco's. But anyway, we're here with Colby Takeda from the Plaza Waikiki. We're going to take a short break and learn more about the plaza and the retirement facility they have there. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
We will be right back with Percy Ihara from Generations Radio. If you have any questions or want to be part of our discussion, give us a call at 296-5467. That's 296-5467. This is Generations Radio on AM 690 The Answer.
Moon Physical Therapy is here to help you back to recovery. Moon Physical Therapy is located on Ward Avenue across from Sports Authority. Physician prescribed for motor vehicle accidents, workman's comp, or that body pain that comes from rushing to play without warming up. Also event cardiopulmonary rehabilitation with our one-on-one patient care. Moon's Aquatherapy heated endless pool allows for low-impact exercise with less pain on land. We will give you the right exercises to get you back to health. Ask your doctor to prescribe Moon Physical Therapy. Moon Physical Therapy. We achieve results.
Aloha, this is Martha Clopin.
And Al Harrington. Choosing the right Medicare plan not only saves you money, it also helps you avoid headaches and heartaches down the road.
We want to remind everyone
to listen to a Medicare Moment with Martha, Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we help answer important questions on Medicare so you can stay healthy, wealthy, and wise all year long.
Call me at 543-2073, 543-2073.
I was an addict from the age of 13. I finally decided it was time for a change. I walked into the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, and that got me ready for the real world. Now, I choose to be guided by Jesus Christ, and today, I'm building a powerful and promising future, free from drugs and alcohol.
Please shop at the Salvation Army family stores. With our discounted sales, your support through your purchase helps men live a clean, sober, and productive life.
Got Vegas on your mind? Get Vacations Hawaii on the line. Vacations Hawaii offers weekly 4 and 5 night Honolulu to Vegas packages, which include 3 meals daily from $6.99. Stay at Hawaii's favorite casinos: California, Fremont, Main Street Station, and Orleans Hotel. Vacations Hawaii will get you there in comfort on deluxe wide-body 767 planes with complimentary in-flight hot meal service. Vacations Hawaii's frequent flyer program gives you future travel discounts and credits. So if you're ready to win big, call Vacations Hawaii at 591-4777 or visit pointVacationsHawaii.com.
Today, more than ever, we local people are living longer than any other state in the Union, with more seniors, baby boomers, and caregivers. Generations Radio promotes the importance to be proactive as we all age. The radio team will focus on issues facing our seniors and their families, finding resources to navigate healthy aging along with financial, legal, and caregiving information. So join Percy Ihara from 5 until 6 each Saturday, right here on AM 690 The Answer. Focusing on the issues facing our seniors and their families today. Here's our Generations Radio host, Percy Ihara.
Welcome back to the show. I am Percy Ihara here with Colby Takeda from the Plaza Waikiki, the new administrator and a new property coming up very, very soon there in Waikiki. I did want to mention, as you guys know, that you can listen to all our past shows on our website, generations808.com. And so this show will be up, probably take 2 or 3 weeks, Kim, to get us set up and put on our website. Great. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on. We'll be missing her because she's leaving Hawaii. But anyway, Kim, our engineer here. So thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, all our past issues, you can go to our website, look under the calendar on the right side, and you can go back to even our first issue with Kirk Matthews. And I didn't know, but Kim told me that you got to like our Facebook page on Generations Magazine. We also have a LinkedIn. If you want to click on, what do you got to do? Type in Generations Magazine, you'll find us. Great. So make sure you like us, make sure you follow us, because very shortly we're going to be sending out messages about all the articles in the magazine, because I'm surprised and still, I'm not upset, but you guys, you got to read the whole magazine. All our seniors do. So if you're in the aging field, whether you're a physician, attorney, financial advisor, administrator of a facility like Colby there, if you're in the gerontology field, you got to read the magazine, because we are a huge resource, and we provide all that on our website. And one of the things I found with our website is our bounce rate. You know what bounce rate is, Kim? Bounce rate means how long people stay on your website. So the higher number, that means they're not staying very long. The lower number, which very few people are under 50, that means they stay a lot longer. Our bounce rate is under 20. Our bounce rate is huge number that people don't realize, and is growing. We get over 1,200 new viewers each month.
Wow.
But here's the kicker. Every viewer on average that goes to our website views 11 and a half pages. Huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's very few websites that do that. And we don't want you, when we talk about people in the magazine, we don't say, oh, go to our website and find information. No, we'll give you the website address of the plaza, all the different properties out there. But, you know, that's one of the things that what the news stations, they always want you go to that channel for links to other places. No, we'll give you the links right in the magazine. So check out the magazine as well. Every issue, we are at every doctor office, over 1,400 offices in the state, Colby. Did you know that?
Wow, it's amazing.
And we're at every state library in the state. So neighbor islands as well. And by the way, if you go to a library and they're out of magazines, tell the librarian there to call Generations, and we'll bring down magazines. If not, go to our website. You can find me. You can email me, Percy at generations808.com, and we'll get the magazines out there, because we're running out at the libraries all over the state. So very important to find out where we are and find the information. So Colby, you're a young guy. That's great. So you're going to be around a long time. So you said October 1st is the move-in date?
Yes, October 1st.
And so you've been doing tours already, right? So if you want a tour, we'll give Colby's number at the end of the show. But real quick, what number will we reach you at?
You can call our sales office at 955-0800.
Oh, good. That's an easy number. And so they can set up a private tour or a group tour, or what kind of tours you do?
Yep, private tours, community groups can always stop by and do a tour with us. And really, that's the best way to explore senior living options, seeing it for yourself.
Yeah. So, but I went to Waikiki the other day, and if you're going to Waikiki, cross over Kaplani, convention center's on the right, you're on the left side. Can I take a left turn there?
You can't take a left, so you best way to do it is drive down Kapiolani further, take a right onto McCully, take a right onto Alawai.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, take a right back on Kalakaua.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a lot safer, by the way. So do you have parking there by any chance?
Yeah, we have 2 floors of parking, so lots of parking for our residents, our guests, and our staff.
And so, do you have like a community room or a place to do workshops at all?
Definitely. So, the community activities are really a wonderful place to not just have activities for our residents, but community groups as well. All of our plazas, they welcome the Alzheimer's Association care groups. So they have support groups for our residents' families, and all of our plazas have them.
Oh, really? So once a week you have some there, or once a month?
Yeah, once a month they have Alzheimer's support groups, and they're able to have families from the outside come in and talk about the Alzheimer's and what are the issues that their family might be facing with Alzheimer's dementia.
Yeah, actually, I spoke to one group 3 or 4 years, 5 years ago, and for those of you who have family that have Alzheimer's dementia-related diseases, I highly recommend you attend these once a month at one of the plazas, and they have different places around this island as well. But it's really important if you're dealing with that issue with a family. It's a family disease. But what's interesting when I went to one of these workshops is that the first 15, 20 minutes is venting, talking about, oh, my dad did this or my mom did this. And what's cool about it, they're all venting about the issues and problems of dealing with their parent. But then the next 15, 20 minutes is about how to solve these problems. So one of the people will say, well, my father did the same thing, and here's what I did. And give you little tips that you probably wouldn't know what they are unless you had firsthand experience.
Exactly. Every day we hear stories about different residents with different issues. We just met one of our the son of a lady who had dementia, pretty serious stage, and his solution to her issues of being lost is to sing to her. So he actually sings instructions. We're going to take a bath now. We're going to go into the bathroom, and really it suits her. It allows her to receive messages well, and she really likes it.
Well, I think music isn't music a huge identifier for people? It just stimulates their mind because it brings back so many past memories.
It does, and especially the oldies songs I've never heard of or artists I've never heard of.
You will.
They love them.
You'll get to know all the names. And in a year, 2 years, Colby, you're going to know all those names of those songs, right? And maybe some of these movies.
Exactly. The black and white films are great. They love them.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was the best comedy. Back in the day, if you get a chance, look at some of the old, we were talking about it with my wife and a couple of our friends the other night. And maybe, Kim, you're kind of young too. But anyway, the old... the show with Archie Bunker. God, the name just escapes me right now for some reason. Google Archie Bunker and Edith. What was the name of the show, Kim? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, it was the first in the 70s show about racism, and he was like a hick guy. He was not a white supremacist, but he really talked about social issues and aging issues and all kind of issues of color. And in fact, they had a show, and they made it funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first. I can't understand it. But Kim is trying to find it online. The name of the show. Anyway, it had Sammy Davis Jr. If you know who that is, he is a black guy with a glass eye. And it was interesting because they kind of made it funny about racism.
Interesting.
And it was a revolutionary show. I'll find it, Kim. Don't worry. But anyway, All in the Family. All in the Family. You ask you do this test. Next time somebody comes in the 70s or maybe 50 and above. It was still around when I was in the 70s. All in the Family. If you can find some of these old shows, I'll tell you, that's going to be a big hit. Because Hawaii, we're a melting pot. We have so many different racial ethnic backgrounds here, and we laugh at each other. I mean, Frank DeLima always pokes fun at all the ethnic groups, including Portuguese people. But if you get a chance, that'll be a big hit because people remember those shows. I mean, I brought up the Sammy Davis Jr. one because they told him in a show, don't look at his eye. Because he had a glass eye and he was black, and he was not a white supremacist, but he was definitely he didn't like colored people, and they made it funny. And it was very, very well taken. So if you get a chance,
I will. And definitely entertainment and movies and TV shows are a big hit. And what's really interesting is nowadays our seniors and residents, they love these modern films, these action-packed films, just as much as you or I might. Yeah. They know Tom Cruise, they know Denzel Washington, and they know all these shows. They love it.
Wow, cool. I know one of the programs, when I first heard about you, Colby, it was about a year, 2 years ago. You did a project at, what was it, Plaza Waikiki or Mililani?
It started at the Mililani one.
And it was called the Photo Voice Project. Can you tell our audience, listeners out there about this project and if it's continuing and where's it going on now?
Sure. So the Plaza Photo Voice Project actually started when I used to carry my camera around. So I'd walk around the community taking pictures, and residents would always ask me, oh, what is that? Can I see what you're taking? And I'd show them the pictures and they'd be amazed. They'd absolutely be amazed by what it can take and how it works. And I came to a realization that, our seniors haven't really used cameras before, and digital cameras especially. So we kind of created this project to allow our residents to learn how to use cameras, digital cameras, and use it to express themselves. A lot of our residents, they may not have opportunities to express themselves. Maybe they're quiet into themselves, or maybe they don't know how to share their feelings and things that are interesting to them. So this project was both about creating them opportunities for them to learn the digital camera, and then taking pictures of things they love. And we took those photos and allowed them to share what they meant to them. So they expressed their feelings about how this dog made me remind myself of my dog back home, or this is a park and I have a park across the street. And really these conversations that spurred from these images really took off and went left and right. But it was great. It was socializing. It was creating opportunities for them to express themselves, and they loved it.
Yeah. And so now you have it at every property?
Yep. So now all of our communities are doing it. And we actually took those photos and created exhibitions.
Right. I saw that. I'm like, wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah. So there are exhibitions that we created both in our communities and outside. So we actually had an exhibition at the Hawaii State Library last year and the Hawaii State Capitol. And really, the public really took to them. And it had a kind of double purpose of showing our seniors that they can be wonderful, talented individuals as well. Who knew that a senior who's 97 years old can learn how to use a digital camera at their age. And actually a lot of our seniors, one in particular, wouldn't give her camera back. She carries it to this day. We lent them out and she carries it around and becomes our staff photographer. She goes around, and every time there's a community or an outside entertainment group that comes in, she's there taking pictures of them and wants us to print them out. So she has a collection of them in her room, and really it creates a passion for her that she never knew she can do at her age.
Well, I don't own a camera, and people that know me don't. I mean, I barely know how to take a photo with my smartphone here. But how you edit it out, and I don't even know how to work the flashlight, the flash bulb. I mean, all these things I would like to learn as well. But that must have given your senior residents over there a little bit different of activity, and that I would have never thought about that.
Yeah, the big part about it was fulfilling. They got to take their talents and explore them, and then be able to show their family and friends the images they took. We also incorporated a lot of intergenerational activities with this. So later on this month, we're actually going to Iolani School, and our residents are taking pictures with these students from Iolani and using the cameras together and showing each other their work. So it really is an opportunity for our seniors to learn new skills, but also express themselves and share it with their family and friends in the community.
Yeah. So in regards to, let's reiterate now, you're opening October 1st, and how many beds are you going to have now? Or
we'll have 153 apartments. Yep.
And of that, you're going to have more your Alzheimer's or dementia memory care. How many is that on top of the 150?
No. So majority of the residents will be independent. About 85 apartments will be independent. And the rest are split up amongst the assisted living and the memory care.
Okay. And so I see here, what kind of other partnerships have you established in the community there?
Yeah, so we're really getting involved with a lot of intergenerational activities. A lot of schools in the area are looking to us, and they know that Kupuna have so much to offer. And at the same time, our keiki are kind of like this bookend generation. How can we put these two groups together and really benefit each other? So not only is it preschools, but it's elementary schools, it's high schools. We're even working with some college students who want to give back, and having those interactions, that really is special. Seeing our residents just playing the ukulele with some high schoolers, or having some middle schoolers from a nearby school come in and create a garden and donate these vegetables that they're growing together to the local food bank. That was one of the projects that our activity director at Mililani did.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Iolani's 1 Mile Club project was an eye-opener, and hopefully more and more schools will be. I know we did a story a couple months back about assets the school that my son goes to, and they have a grandparents' day. And one of the things, I'll tell you, I do this. When my parents went to go my son Zach's class, the teacher had all the grandparents come into the class and talk about what was one of their main experiences about them going to school, elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother talked about how she grew up in Haleakala Dairy in Maui. How when she had to walk through the pasture to get to school, and she had mentioned how she had to make sure she didn't step on any cow doo-doo in the field, because she actually literally walked through a field of cows.
Wow.
To go to school in Maui, Haleakala Dairy. And it's interesting because a lot of kids today can't fathom that.
Right.
Walking a mile or two to school, they're like, you got to be. They don't fathom that, and that's one of the cool things you might want to have. One other grandparent talked about how her brother, their uncle, was kind of a mischievous guy, and he'll play jokes and pranks on people. So you might having those things, trying to bring back those stories that how their grandparents lived. Like, the iPads have been only around 7 years, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
People can't fathom. They don't know what a fax machine is. Do you know what a fax machine is? But a lot of people don't know what a fax machine was. People, when I was growing up, I never had a color TV because I'm colorblind. But a lot of people don't know never saw a black and white TV.
Right. Or pager, right? Pager.
Oh, yeah. Pager. I mean, but you know what? Pager's like a text. People don't realize that people text all the time today. It's the same thing as a pager. It's just digital and typing in words. But, we had no phone back then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so, maybe some of those experiences would be really good. But you must have a ton of experiences, don't you? Or any favorite clients of yours?
Yeah. So, one of the other programs we're trying to do now is showing our residents how to use iPads. And who would have known that, seniors can learn how to use iPads and use the technology to connect with their family and friends. So actually, one of our great story I have is our residents at the Plaza at Pearl City have started this partnership with a assisted living community in Australia. And they're actually using our Skype program to video chat with these residents in another country. And, to see the residents, and not just talk with them, but sing and share this music with each other, they light up. They love it. They're first amazed that this can even happen. How are we able to see people across the ocean and not just, interact with them, but build friendships. And it really is connecting and using this technology to connect people is really wonderful.
Well, going one step further, I saw that at the American Society on Aging conference in San Diego last year. You might want to go one further with that and start a pen pal program.
Right.
I saw that at the conference. My wife had a pen pal from, I think, freshman in high school. This is in 1975. And that's one of her best friends today in San Francisco.
That's amazing.
And you might want to think about that. And you can probably find that information online. But a pen pal with foreign countries, like you must have some Japanese speaking.
Yep. They come all the time.
Have a pen pal in Japan.
Exactly.
And a lot of times kids, don't understand what Hiroshima was like, or maybe somebody that climbed mountains or did specific sports events.
Right.
That might be a cool thing to do. But we got to close up pretty soon. Well, Colby, one of the things we didn't talk about, which I want to talk about, right now, is that how do you get your parent to think about even moving for a house full of junk to a 1-bedroom or a studio property? How do you get that conversation going?
Right. So, we always tell families that, these long-term care decisions, we understand that they're stressful and they're complex, and it's always good to be well-informed. So we all suggest that they go out there early and look at their options, because we always want to be more proactive than reactive, right? We want to know what's out there. And so we don't want to be able to or have to be stuck in a hospital bed having to make this decision on a fly. So go out there and learn about these communities. And really, I think they're going to change their mind. They have these misconceptions sometimes that these senior homes are, just like the old folks' home. They see people in wheelchairs left and right, and really they're not. They're these thriving communities with people doing their normal activities and having a great time. So really, first step is introduce them. Show them that these communities are great. Bring them, have a lunch, and really our communities are set up so that we can accommodate people over for lunch. And I definitely encourage anyone who's interested in these types of communities to call us. Give us a call, come by for a free lunch, and it's really casual. They can see thriving seniors having a great time, making friends, being sociable and active, and really that's a great first step.
Yeah, for you baby boomers out there, because I know a majority of our listeners today are baby boomers, I highly recommend, talk to your parents, just go take a visit. A lot of times, they may say, "Oh, I'm not ready right now." But I'll tell you, 3 of our family friends and one of my aunties moved into a facility, and all 3 of them, when I asked them how do you like living here, and all 3 of them said exactly the same thing in 3 different conversations, and it kind of surprised me. And they all said, without hesitation, "I wish I moved in here earlier."
Exactly.
I mean, I was like dumbfounded. Like, that's what I want to do. I told my wife already, I wouldn't mind moving in, like, not at 65 or maybe 70, 72. Because one of my pet peeves, I was telling Mike Buck the other morning, is I don't like driving personally. I got to drive. It's my business. I got to go visit people. But driving and mowing the lawn, doing yard work.
Right. And lots of times these changes can help them be more independent and help them spend more time with family. And so a lot of times families will use that and say, "Hey, grandma, if you were to move here, how much more time could we spend together? How much more free time will we have to enjoy our retirement years together?" And
do you get a lot of families that'll come in and visit their grandparents?
All the time. I mean, This is really a community that allows them to use these spaces and enjoy time together. Our residents are able to have overnight guests whenever they want. There's open visiting hours. We also have activities they can join in together. And really, having kids running around is wonderful. We have pets running around, kids running around. It's really great.
So let me ask you this. One of my last questions here is that, you have a new property coming up. How many employees and how do you train employees to do this kind of a job? Are they coming from other facilities, or are they brand new to the industry?
I think already, but there's a kind of a shortage of caregivers out there. So it really is about finding quality caregivers. And I think our staff are wonderful. And I think that's one of the things that we most get compliments about. Your staff are so caring. They really love the residents, and they do. And when we're looking for new staff, that's what we look for. Who really cares about the residents? Who's going to provide that quality care that our residents will enjoy? And we have about 90 staff at each community. And so we have a wonderful workforce that can support the independence of our residents and also give back to the community. I think we're having a team at the Alzheimer's Walk coming up, and we're excited to represent and show our support for Alzheimer's disease prevention and research.
Yeah. So we got to close up here, Colby. What's the best part about your job?
These residents are wonderful. Every day I get to hang out with them, and really that's my job. I hang out with them. I hear their stories. I get to know them, and they're always inspiring. I mean, they share their stories from the back in the days, and they really enlighten me and help me live a better life. And I really love it.
Yeah, I was telling Michael Yee, our financial advisor in the magazine, Scott Mokuo County, and Stephen Yim, and our local attorneys for the magazine, including myself, there's no better community to work with. They're so thankful. It's rewarding. At night we talk about the stories of people that we meet, and that's one of the best things that I love about it. There's so many great stories. And I appreciate you go what your Plaza is doing. Thanks to Trish Medeiros over there, Leah Owan, Tony Bohane over there, but all your property administrators, and thanks to yourself. And you got a great future coming up. And got to invite me over for lunch one of these days.
Definitely. And thank you, Percy, because you do a wonderful job for our seniors and supporting them with these Generation magazine.
Yeah, we're all over the town now. We're very well read, if not one of the most read magazines. And we thank our supporters and our sponsor of the Aging in Place workshop. We're here every Saturday from 5 to 6, Sunday from 3 to 4, here on AM 690 The Answer. And as well, go to our website, generations808.com, listen to all the past shows. And please go ahead and like our Facebook page, because we want to build that up, our social media side and our LinkedIn page. So Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Aloha and live well.